The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the March 2nd, the wonderful Wednesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. And let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that, well, it's to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, well, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I do want you to know I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But more important than that, that's this. During this next 60 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on in at 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, we've got you covered there too. You can always send me an email. Send it early. Send it to Steve at TFNN.com. And inside the subject heading, please put radio show question. Of course, in our Tigers Den, well, any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on wonderful Wednesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, I got all the U.S. indices trading to the upside. The big leader out here, percentage-wise, would be the semis. They're up 3 6/10%, 118 points. Followed by that, you've got the Russell up 2.5%. I take that back. The trends are up 3%, 446. Then the Russell. Then we've got the S&P up 2% at 88. The Dow up 2%, 671. And the NASDAQ went up 1 7/10% at 239 points out there. Gold is trading off $22. A little over 1%. 1 3/10% to the downside for silver. That's 33 pennies. Trading out at 25.20. Light sweet crude is not trading down. It's trading higher. $5, 108.43. Natural gas up 15 cents. Trading out at 4.72. And the 30-year Treasury down 2 ticks and 4.30 seconds. She's trading out at 157.02. Lead the charge. Dollar-wise, the upside, you've got Booking Holdings, 119 points. SVB Financial, 39.7%. EPAM System, 17% or $35. 12% for Dillard's. 4% for BlackRock. Signature Bank up 7%. That's 23 buckaroonies. To the downside, lead the charge. It's Charter Communications, nearly $20 or 3%. Shopify, nearly $16 or 2 1/3. Solar Edge off 14 bucks, down 4%. Enphase Energy off 5%, $9, and Lockheed Martin off $9. That is 2% to the downside. I've got Apple up on my screen here. Let's just this on the daily time frame chart. Wasn't really what my intention was, but I do see it. We should take a look at it. It's really kind of maybe a bit of a proxy for what's going on. We've been trading pretty much in a sideways move. You caught the 1 o'clock update. And as we take a look at Apple, so Apple's inside a bullish structured daily profile. This profile formed above the prior profile. So that says with regard to, so remember, Apple had been in a downtrend. That new profile that formed says, hey, not so fast, trying to resume an uptrend. Just simply because the bottom of the current profile is above the bottom of the prior profile. Top of the new profile above the top of the prior profile. What we can see is a couple of descending trend lines. The first one is about where we're trading right now, a little bit higher. Maybe it's 167 or so. But if price can close above this trend line, that's going to confirm the move up to the 173-ish area. You've got the top of the daily profile and the descending trend line. Now, typically when you close above the center of a bullish structured profile, that says you're going to go test the top. And the only caveat here is that descending trend line. We've got that same type of descending trend line. We'll go take a look at the daily time frame here for the NQ. Maybe that's where we'll start, is with the NQ. We'll take a look at all 4 of these futures contracts. In fact, first, before I do that, and we'll come back to this momentarily, but each of you can do this being what? Each of you have access to the ETFs if you got any kind of a tracking charting system out there. And yesterday was the classic test and rejection of a lower swing point. Now, it was the top of the swing point that was being tested on lighter volume across the board, all 4 of them. It was the SPYs that were testing the 428 level, much lighter volume. It was the Qs that were doing the same. It was testing 341.04. The diamonds were testing 332 on much lighter volume, as was the IWM, which was testing the 198.48 level. As we talked about yesterday, you can't bust them down. You try to bust them the upside. But the bust them the upside here right now is it's got to get above this little sideways range out there. And until it does that, all it will signal is we're just in a sideways range. Well, now back to the 4 equity future contracts. They were doing the same thing. Those yellow lines out there, at least the top ones, in the case of the ES Mini 4290, the top of the swing point. In the case of the ES Mini, it's tested both the January 24th and the February 24th swing point, and each time those levels have held. So you can see those yellow horizontal lines, price trading, testing and rejecting the top of that swing point out there. With regard to the NQ, what it needs to do is get back inside its daily profile. And that means it has to take on the resistance of that descending trend line, the bottom of that profile. And so the level here to be watched would be 14,342. If price can close above that, then it says, okay, we've got something different. That different first would be we've traded above or closed above yesterday's high. So that would be slightly bullish. We don't have any of these 4 equity future contracts that have taken out either yesterday's highs or yesterday's lows. What does that mean? That means the market is pretty indecisive right now. It's not clear. Yeah, it's a nice rally, and you anticipated that rally. And you anticipated that rally because of that one-day rate of change in spot volatility index above plus 10% out there. But do we have any real clarity out here? You know, the profile inside the Apple, that certainly helps. Price with regard to the ES Mini, if it can close above this 43.69 level, that's the center of its daily profile. That should signal move towards its descending trend line, perhaps the top of the profile, and that number's at the 44.84 level. The Dow, so if the ES and the NQ can get its legs, then the real legs would come from the Dow. And those real legs would suggest that a closing above the center of its profile, that is priced at 33,902, is suggesting a move up to its descending trend lines as well as the top of its daily profile. And that should or would take us to the 35,060 level. In the case of the Russell 2000, its resistance level is 2152, but before price would get up there, it'll have to deal with the descending trend line. That's probably in about the 2120 level. But to summarize it, if we took a look at what was going on yesterday inside the index ETFs, each of them testing clearly and rejecting key swing point areas and doing it on lighter volume. That's a signal that you can't bust them to the downside. Says you want to try to bust them to the upside. And that means trying to identify those resistance levels, which I believe we've done here for Apple, and we've done it for the 4 equity future charts out there. As long as we're with the NQ, I mentioned we would stay with that. Let's go ahead and change panes out here. Let's go to our 8-panel set of charts. And on that 8-panel chart, what do we see? We know that from a weekly standpoint, this could be a TD9 count bottom. In order for the NQ to generate a TD9 count bottom, this week needs to see a close below 14,645, near 14,250. If you get that, well, then that's going to suggest a move up at least to the oscillator and change line of the 15,102 level. If we take a look at the daily time frame, you and I have discussed this. It has both a TD9 count, it has a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom out here. And again, we've taken a look at the levels that it would likely target. There's another resistance area, and that's the TD9 count breakdown level. That's at 14,766. The 30-minute chart says its next sights are set at 14,270.75. We'll pick it up from there when we get back from this break.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
What's separating you from the most successful men and women on Wall Street? That's right, information. Having all the information gives us the perspective we need to place the right trades at the right time. The TAS Profile Scanner is the premier market profile-based scanner. Powered by its acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner instantly filters over 2,500 plus global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. This powerful suite of tools leverages instant trade filtering and strategy formulation to show you emerging trades before they happen. For a limited time, you can save $100 off your first month by using the promo code UPGRADE. And you still get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Level the playing field with the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find under the Services tab at TFNN.com. Sign up today.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back up, folks. Let's do this. Let's finish ripping apart the NQ, and then we've got a number of questions that have come in. So let's get to those so we don't get too far behind. We're looking at the 30-minute chart here for the NQ. You can see we're in bar number 7 of a TD9 count. That says we could anticipate that there may be a TD9 count top that would form. So let's see, it's 118. 130 is going to be bar 7, 8, 9. So within the next hour and a half, 1:30, so that gets us to about 3 o'clock. So sometime between 2:30 and 3 is when you could see a TD9 count top complete for the NQ. So the question is, does it generate that pattern? When it does generate that pattern, is price above or below the TD9 count breakdown level? That's at 14,270.75. So that's the first key level of resistance. Now let's not forget, even if price closes above this, which would be a bullish signal, we must remember that the real resistance level is at the bottom of the daily profile, which is at the 14,342 level. That's really the level that price in the NQ we need to close above to say, okay, there's something more to this. There's some more legs here. And maybe that gets you to the 14,653 level. That's not where we're at right now. Where we're at is prices approaching a breakdown level. That's a resistance point. And you could also get a TD9 count pattern, and that would suggest a move to the downside. Now, it's going to be the 30-minute chart and the 5-hour or the 300-minute chart that are providing you with the best signal information. And the reason is right now is because even if price can close above the top of its 5-hour profile at 14,327, the 14,503 level is where the next level of resistance. So the real resistance today, if price can continue to move higher, is really going to be between 14,342, bottom of the daily profile, and 14,503, the TD9 breakdown level for the 5-hour time frame. And basically, that's all that I see here for the NQ, so I do hope that helps out with regard to your trading day. Now let's get to some of the questions out here. I need to change some screens, so give me a moment just to get all this type of stuff set up. Let's get to our 3-panel screen out here. And the first one coming in from Nicholas A. And Nicholas has a couple different, really 3 different instruments he'd like to take a look at. The first one being the SMHs, representing the semiconductor index. So here, Nicholas, you're really just, so you've got a nice rally going up, prices approaching resistance. Do I check? Yeah, okay, I've got that set up. I'm sorry, I need to do one more thing here. If you give me just a moment. Give me a moment here, get this switched over. There we go. Okay, so in the case of the SMHs, I do recall that there was a bottom, a Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom that formed out here on that push lower on February the 24th. That push lower on February 24th was also testing the swing point from January 28th. That was a test and rejection on a slightly lighter volume. I think it was lighter. It was 10.9 versus 10.7. So just slightly lighter volume, but it was still a test and rejection of that swing point. Now you have a new daily profile that formed 3 days ago, and it's bearish in structure. So, Nicholas, what these SMHs are doing, they are approaching the resistance level, which is between 270.15 and 273.50. They also happen to be at the center, or near the center, of its weekly profile, 270.16 out here. And that is where you've got also some buyers and sellers. Right now, we'll take a look at them as being sellers. So, we know, and we'll prove this, that I believe we've got that Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom, as well as that test and rejection of a swing point, and that occurred on the 24th in your resistance zone 270 to 273. Let's pull over the white background charts, see if there's any additional help that we can provide to Nicholas. And the answer is no. There's not any additional information that we have out here that I see on the daily time frame chart. On the weekly, not much there, just resistance up at the 286 level. Short-term time frame, what do you expect? Whoa, we've got a TD9 count that's setting up inside the SMHs. So this will be helpful. In fact, the SMH is a pretty good guide as to which direction the market might go. So we were taking a look at the NQ on its 30 minutes, which had a potential TD9 count that wouldn't complete until about the 2:30 to 3 o'clock-ish time frame out here. Well, the SMHs might be a Debbie Downer, so to speak, and nothing wrong, Debbie, out there. I say that gracefully, is that you are now in the bar following bar number 9 in the 30-minute chart for the SMHs. So that says that whatever the high of this bar is, and that closes in 7 minutes, let's assume right now that the high is in, and that high is 269.14. If, in fact, price closes above that, that's going to tell you about a strong momentum move to the upside. Now, the caveat here is that strong momentum move has one more level. The safeties in this defense are sitting at 272.15. So if you can close above the TD9 count top, tells you about strong momentum move, but you still must know where those safeties are. And it really says that you've got to be able to close above 272.51 to suggest a further move higher. And that's courtesy of that 30-minute time frame chart. So that's what I would be watching for out here. And again, on that daily, you've got that resistance in the 270 and 273 zone. The second request from Nicholas was to take a look at TripAdvisors. TRIP is the ticker symbol. If we take a look at TripAdvisors, this formed a TD9 count bottom yesterday. And it was also pulling down and testing a rising trend line on the weekly basis. It's testing the bullish structured area of its weekly profile, which is 24.89. You're trading at 24.40, so slightly below that. Let's pull over the TripAdvisor charts out here. Let's begin by taking a look at the daily time frame. You can see the TD9 count. You can see it was testing a prior swing point out here that had a nice Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom. It had wave number 7, letter G. What else did it have? That's really all that it needed to have out here. This really does suggest that with the that TripAdvisor should go target its oscillator and change line. That's at 26.28. The weekly time frame chart out here has a TD9 count bottom that's being tested right now. Let's go see what's going on the week with regard to volume. So that swing point Nice hammer candle from December 13th, 14.5 million shares. You're at 7.1 million shares, and you're basically halfway through the trading period. So you're testing that swing point on similar type volume out there. I wish it were lighter volume. I mean, it may be lighter volume come week's end. That's what you would prefer to see. But nonetheless, you do have a prior bottom that's being tested. And if price can regain, that means on Friday, continue to stay inside its profile. And that's a close of about 24.89. Then you just have your good old-fashioned consolidation, Nick. And that consolidation between, in essence, where we're trading right now and 30.37, that is the top of the weekly profile. Monthly time frame out here, you've got a TD9 count that should form this month. This is the month of March out there. And so everything is looking pretty good for TripAdvisors. On a 30-minute time frame chart, you've got that nice, so, when you see something that's forming the bottom, you like on the intraday charts to see the same thing. Here you've got your Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom prices taking on the top of its current profile. And this is suggesting that TripAdvisor should make a move to 25.87. So, Nicholas, I hope that helps you out both with regard to TripAdvisor and the SMHs. And let's do a hat trick. And that hat trick would be to go take a look at Goldman Sachs. GS is the ticker symbol. I'm just going to pull the white background charts over on my screen right here. And as we take a look at Goldman Sachs, what do we have? You've got a TD9 count bottom. In fact, you've got two of them. There was a TD9 count that formed on January 24th, and there was a TD9 count that formed on February 24th. I wonder what's going to happen on March 24th. Not that I know. But regardless, you do have a nice TD9 count bottom. That level is held. The issue with Goldman Sachs is prices below its bullish structured daily profile. And if this is, it looks like this will be day 2. And then what that tells you, Nick, is that a counter trend move, if this is only a counter trend move, you would expect it to find resistance at 342.53. That's a level that Goldman Sachs has got to move above to suggest that TD9 count is going to take us to 354 or 374. So that was the hat trick for Nicholas. And we'll get back from this break. We'll go take a look at the request in the Tiger's Den. And that's for DRIP, D-R-I-P. We'll be right back.
Are you having fun trading the markets, but having trouble finding like-minded individuals to discuss your trading and investment ideas with? Become an apex predator in the trading markets and join the Tiger's Den Trading Room only at TFNN.com. The Tiger's Den is an exclusive trading room where successful traders from around the world come to exchange trades and ideas. Join the den and surround yourself with the sharpest minds in the trading world. Subscribers to the Tiger's Den are also the first to have their questions answered live on air and can privately chat with our TFNN hosts live during their shows. Interact with other Tigers and Tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day. Subscribe to the Tiger's Den risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee and become part of the TFNN trading community. TFNN, educating investors.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den Trading Room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, the Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. So Tarpon 2 in the Tigers, I wanted to take a look at the DRIP. That's the 2X ETF for the S&P Oil and Gas Exploration. And basically what he's trying to suggest here is that if there's a top in oil, that this is what you'd want to play. So if we do take a look at just simply for signals here, and we'll go really take a look at light sweet crude, I think, if that's what you're looking at, you want to look at the underlying instrument, not necessarily this 2X ETF. But on a daily basis, there's no bottom signal. Mr. Bill wanted to take a look at breakout levels on this. There are no breakout levels. Everything is below breakdown levels out here inside of TRIP, whether we look at a daily, weekly, or monthly time frame chart. So there's really no levels of support that we can see. If I look at the weekly time, now on the weekly time frame chart out here, Tarpon, this is the bar following bar number 9. So it does say there could be a top or a bottom in the case of DRIP on the weekly base that would form this week. Now, ideally, what you would do is you would like to see the daily give you some type of bottom signal. Well, today's only bar number 5, so that just simply is physically. I take that back. I mean, you could get bar number 8 on Friday, and we know that that can be a bottom signal out there. But really, what you'd want to do is you'd really want to take a look at light sweet crude. So let me do this here. I don't think I had it set up to be able to do that, but give me a moment. So we're still in the April contract here for light sweet crude. So let's go take a look at that. I'm going to let this get populated. And but while that's happening, while that's populating, let me see if I can find my other light sweet crude charts out here. So silver, light sweet crude. So we take a look at this. We don't have any kind of a topping pattern that is in place out here as we speak right now for light sweet crude, and it suggests that it wants to move higher. However, to go along with that DRIP weekly TD9 count bottom that could form, not saying that it will, but could form out here, what you'd really be looking for is not today, but perhaps tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, or Monday. Today's going to become bar number 7. I'm assuming we're going to get to a TD9 count, but what that then says here, Tarpon, is that in order to get a TD9 count top, you've got to exceed today's high, right? So today is not at all the day to be looking for that trade that you were looking at. You want to at least get to bar number 8 to then suggest that you might have a TD9 count top. So in the case of light sweet crude, and look, what I also want to share with you is we've had a couple of other TD9 count tops along the way, and all they've been is just a little bit of a burp, kind of like a silent burp that you have out there. So I'd be really careful about light sweet crude and taking a short position in it, because when we take a look at these time frames here, first of all, the weekly chart, and this is the one that should be scary, says we're not seeing any kind of a top out here. In fact, if anything right now, and that's assuming that this week closes above last week's high. So, you got to get that. But so far, last week's high is 100.54. And certainly we could see a pullback. But if price closed above that, the weekly would then have just negated a TD9 count top. And that would suggest a much higher price out there. So I think more likely than not, we're going back to the all-time highs for light sweet crude. And so I would really just caution you or anyone else. Now, look, short-term trade's a different thing out here, but not the ideal thing for a DRIP. Not at least as we speak right now. At least that's the way that's the way the charts are communicating their information to us. I'm just the narrator here. So I do hope that helps you out with regard to DRIP. Let's go to our next question. And our next question is what? Oh, was to take a look at the XLF. It was really to take a look at FAS, but that's the 3X on the financial sector. And this is for a short-term trade. And really what you want to do is, and nothing against using the 2 or 3 time vehicles out there. They're great. or they can be great. They can also be real stinkers out there. But you really want to make your decisions based upon the 1X version. In this case here, that would be the XLF. So what do we know about the XLF? Well, let's go pull over my charts on the XLF. Let's just look at the white background charts right now and look for some kind of signal. So let's not start with the 30-minute chart. Let's start with the daily time frame. And we take a look at the daily time frame. What do we have? So like many instruments, like many of the indexes, ETFs out here, you've got a TD9 count bottom that formed on February 24th. And price now is trading above that high. And this suggests that if price can get above the bottom of its daily profile, and that bottom of the daily profile is 38.24 or 38.22, then that's going to suggest a move up to its red oscillator and change line. Now, what I don't know, what you don't know, what none of us really know, is TB is TB, JB, I can't see on my eyes out here. We don't know is whether price is going to be able to get above that oscillator and change line. But that's your first battleground. Well, I take it back. Your first battleground is where we're trading right now. So there's several. Let me give you those battleground areas. The first one is the bottom of the profile, 38.24. The next one is the oscillator and change line. Price will move up and down, but right now it's priced at 38.72. Above that, the center of the profile, 38.97, and then above that would be 39.69. That's the top of the profile. So those are your areas to look at. You mentioned a short-term time frame chart. So let's go look at short-term time frames. 10-minute chart. 10-minute chart says this is not the time to add or take that position, a long position, if that's what you're looking for, because price has made its way right up to the TD9 count breakdown level, and that is from a 10-minute chart. That's at 38.26. Now, if price can close above that, you've got a different story, and that story is that price would want to move higher. But you're right at a resistance point. The 30-minute time frame shows a TD9 count top. Where? Right at TD9 count breakdown resistance, 38.26. Now, this is cool because if there's a close above the high from that last candle session, the one that ended at 130, that high is 38.28, then that's going to say you have a strong, on a 30-minute basis, strong upward momentum move, and that price should make its move to the 38.89 level. So if that's what you're looking for, that would be the short-term trade scenario, which is just basically trading it between 38.26. It's above that. Again, you need to see it close above the high so far of the day, which is 38.16. I'm sorry, it's 38.28. Not just trade above it. You got to get a close above that, and then your move would be to take it at 38.89 level. Weekly chart out here, don't have much really other than we've got a confirmed Rhodes momentum indicator top, but just a sideways choppy type move out there. So that's what I see. That's what the charts see when we take a look at the XLF. So I hope that helps you out. I would make all my trades on FAS with at least one of the screens showing you what's going on inside of the XLF. So I hope that helps you out. And let's go take a look at our next question out here. The next one coming in from David H. in Tomball, Texas. And David wants to take a look at Occidental Petroleum. OXY is the ticker symbol. Question goes like this. Please look at Occidental. Can you identify overhead resistance and verify the stock is an A to B equals CD up pattern? So, yeah, it's an A to B equals CD to the upside. It took out a swing point from the trading day of February 11th. That did 24 million shares. You passed it with 50 million shares. So, yeah, you've got a confirmed. And I'll give you the junior, the small one, the conservative one, the A to B equals CD. The A point starting down here at the bottom of that profile on January 24th. That's the daily profile. The B point being February 11th. The C point looks like it's probably February 24th. You're now at the one-to-one stage. That one-to-one price projection is 49.34. But look how prices come off of that C to D leg explosively. The B to C retracement at a 47% move. Occidental Petroleum, that is not the target. That is not where you would sell into. This suggests it should make a move greater than the one-to-one level, and that would take it at 52.55. That's 1.272 or 56.62. Those are the general areas that you're looking at. The weekly swing point had volume of 94 million. You're already at 152. So now you have a weekly A to B equals CD to the upside. That one's going to look like this with regard to its price projection, which would get us to the one-to-one, would get you to 54.66. But look, that C point was only a 32% retracement. This says Occidental Petroleum. It's got legs, baby, and it wants to make its way up in that 59 area. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Contained in David's email, again, we're still looking at Occidental Petroleum here, was, hey, Steve, the retracement, the B2C leg was less than a 0.382, and he's correct. It was actually 32.74%. And his question is, what effect does that have on price and the stock movement here? So it's close enough to a 0.382 retracement that it works for me. And all I want you to do here, David, is I just want you to either mentally, or physically take a rubber band, imagine wrapping that around your finger, where you cut off the blood flow and wrapping it as tight as you can, backing it off 32%, let that energy go. Measure that type of energy, doing that exact same thing, and back it off 61%, letting the energy go. So what's that tell us? That tells us that a B2C retracement that is less than a 0.61% is going to have more energy. If you've got more energy, likely the outcome is you're going to do more than a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD. You also want to take a look at where price is trading on that C to D leg. You also want to see how does price come off of the C point. Well, this has been an explosive move off of the C point, and that suggests that this is going to do more than a 1-to-1, which is 54.66. That's why I said $59 is the target as we were coming into that break. So thanks for the question. Great question out there. Hope that helps you and everyone else. We got a request out here for SATP to take a look at ticker symbol BKNG. So let me get this fired up here. BKNG, that is Booking Holdings, I believe, and trading higher this morning. Let's just go to the white background charts, daily and weekly. See if there's any kind of signals out here. The question is, can you please look at it? And ASAN, did they bottom? So if you're looking for a bottom pattern out here, I don't have one in the case of BKNG, other than it was pulling back and retesting a swing point from December 1st. So if it tested that swing point on lighter volume, then that would be a test and rejection of a swing point, suggests higher price. There's no profile levels here. They're all above where price is at. The oscillator and change line did change color. That would suggest that price and that line want to catch up to each other, Sat. And that's right now at the 2369 level. Let's go see on the daily chart here. Was that swing point being tested with lighter volume? Did we get that rejection of a lower swing point? And that swing point was the trading day of December 1st. Volume 572,000. And yesterday, point back with 836. So now we don't even have a test rejection of that swing point on lighter volume out here. Doesn't mean that price can't go target that oscillator and change line, but your question was, do I have a bottoming pattern? And the answer is no. The second question was to take a look at ASAN, looking for a bottom. Now, that doesn't mean that Booking Holdings hasn't bottomed. It just means that it hasn't bottomed with the type of patterns that you and I look at each day between 1 and 2 p.m. So let's go answer the question about ASAN, which is Asana Inc. Let's go see if we can find a bottom signal here. Let's pull over the chart. I just have the daily as we speak right now, but that's really what we're looking for. So in this instance, I do have wave number 7, letter G, on February 24th. So that most definitely is a bottom signal. The issue here, and you're looking for a place to enter. You're below profiles, always dangerous. So you got to clear 58.76 to say it's got any chance of maybe being a bottom, a good bottom. Your price below that red oscillator and change line, which is 53.81, and we're trading back inside that swing point from February 24th. So I've got to suggest caution to you here. The answer to the question on ASAN, does it have a bottoming signal? It does. It just suggests being very cautious out there. So hope that helps you out, Sat P. Thanks so much for writing in, and have a great day. Now, Hector and Patty want to look at the XLF, so we've already taken care of that, I believe, so we don't have to revisit that. And that takes us to, I believe, a couple of questions, or one more question that we've got inside the Tiger's Den. The ticker symbol here is for LGVN. So let's go take a look at this instrument. This is Long Vernon Inc. Long Vernon Inc. is trading with inside its swing point. That was January 24th. It is trading just slightly above that right now. That high is 679. And so what is this doing? If it can close above 679, odds favor it's going to make a move up towards the top of its bearish structure daily profile, Dan. And that would be the resistance level. You've got the secondaries at 872, and you've got your safeties there at 949. If you can clear 949, then you might have something here. As we look at the white background chart for LGVN, the daily time frame shows us what? Doesn't show us much. Really what it shows is accumulation that's going on. And accumulation, sideways move, narrow-bodied candles. I am assuming that's a kind of lightish volume out there. With this kind of consolidation, sideways consolidation, what you're really looking for here, this is the very first thing that Tom taught me when I attended the Master Trader class, the very first time I ever looked at technical analysis. But my recollection, I remember this one, really close, is that when you have a stock like this that's accumulating, what you're really looking for here, Dan, is you're looking for a sign of strength. And that sign of strength, as you know, is going to be wide price spread and accelerated volume. That's not anything that we see out here on the daily time frame chart. What was the volume here? About 180,000. Maybe 300,000 or 400,000 shares. You're looking for a big spike bar. And then what you'd want to do is you'd want to buy that retracement, some type of retracement off of that. But that's what I see when I take a look at, I lost the chart. Let me get that back out here. I don't think there's anything else on the weekly time frame that I can see out here to assist you with. Other than, I take that back, you do have a TD9 count bottom that formed last week. And so you've got a bottoming signal out here. Your resistance on a weekly time frame is 902, but really it looks like just simply sideways accumulation that's going on. And the best play out there, it's not going to be the early play, but the best play out there is to look for a sign of strength, again, wide price spread, accelerated volume, and then what you would do is buy some kind of a pullback. So I hope that helps you out, and thanks so much for the request. So what do we want to take a look at next? We've got to all the requests. I've gotten to all the requests out here. What is it that we can take a look at that I can assist you with, or assist anyone with? And I think in the Tigers, and I've gotten through everything, but if you ask for something I didn't do it, please type it in right now. Otherwise, let's go take a look at Goldilocks. Let me see if I can pull up the gold charts out here. Platinum and silver. Sure. Well, Mike, let's go take a look at platinum and silver. So in the case of platinum and silver, we're just simply going to use the background black background charts to let you know what's going on. In the case of platinum, it has a sell the D point pattern. This is the key reversal bar that formed on February 24th. So you can see the A to B equals CD pattern that it completed. In this case here was the 1 to 1.618. I'm actually going to get rid of that pattern now. So I know that what completed. That was a key reversal bar. Now what you have going on is a good old-fashioned consolidation with inside its daily profile. And you've got that little rising trend line out here. So if, in fact, platinum can close above 1071.90, we're trading at 1072.20. That's not exactly the type of move I'm looking for to say we close above 1071.90. So you kind of know what I mean. But really a nice close above it. Then you should get up to $1,100. And $1,100 would be the top of the profile. Not really a whole lot more, I think, that I can report to you on with regard to platinum. So it's got that sell the D point. But again, it's kind of neutral more than anything else because key levels of support have held. We take a look at the silver contract out here. Silver, we are now trading the May contract. That's your right-hand panel. You can see how price got back to a prior swing point at the 25.56 level. That's the area that silver really needs to close above in order to get a breakout message out here. It's not bearish because price is pulling back. Price is trading above the top of the profile. That's 24.67 out there. Is there anything else that I can provide to you when it comes to silver before we go to this break? The other level of resistance is the weekly at 25.59. That's kind of tying into what we're looking at inside the daily. So close above 25.60 out here is what you'd be looking for to give you the hi-ho silver news that we're headed to higher price. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com. Educating investors.
Are you looking for a secured investment which pays you on a monthly basis? The Tiger First Mortgage Program may be the program for you. The best rate on a 5-year CD in the country right now, according to Bankrate.com, is paying 1% per year or $1,000 per $100,000 invested. The Tiger First Mortgage Program pays 7% per year, paid monthly, on secured, high-value, buildable properties in St. Petersburg, Florida. The investment is for 4 years, paying 7% per year or $7,000 per $100,000 invested. Your investment is secured by high-value real estate in St. Petersburg, Florida. Your investment can be anywhere from $100,000 to $500,000. Do you want to make $1,000 per year on $100,000 invested or $7,000 per year on a secured Tiger First mortgage? The Tiger First Mortgage Program may be just the program for you. The Tiger First Mortgage Program pays 7% per year, paid monthly. For more information, you can call 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. So we've last question coming from Eddie in Boca Raton. Eddie is asking, "Hey, Queen, what are the stocks or the ETFs in essence in the defense sector looking like? Is there a way to get into them? In essence, is the question. Lockheed Martin is one of the stocks he's mentioned. You can see trading above the top of his daily, weekly, and monthly profiles out here. With regard to Lockheed Martin, LMT is a ticker symbol. You have the potential for a TD9 count pattern to form, but you're only in bar number 7, so you've got that could be between tomorrow, Thursday, and Monday. You've still got to take out the highs, yesterday's highs, which are up at the 458.53 level. The daily chart, that's the only potential topping signal that I see. The weekly says we don't see a topping pattern coming in anytime soon. But there are a couple of ETFs. This is courtesy of Dan in the Tiger's Den here, Eddie. And those two ETFs that and we don't know what the details are, what's inside it. You want to look. ITA is one of them. PPA is the other. The ITA is the iShares, aerospace, and defense sector. Again, here, prices trading above top of daily, weekly profiles. This looks like it might want to make the move to 120.31. This is ITA again. That is the top of the monthly profile. If we take a look at the daily time frame here, no topping signal. If ITA did pull back to 107.52, that would be a possible entry area. That's the green oscillator and change line. The weekly looks bullish. The monthly out here, that's one that says maybe it's so. Here's the cool thing: if there's a TD9 count top on the monthly basis, June 2021, the high there is 113.13, and if you see it close above that, then this is likely going to make that move to 120.31. And the last one was PPA, so go check that out. Those would be the two ETFs out there for the aerospace sector. NVIDIA is one that you wanted to look at. If we take a look at NVIDIA on the daily time frame, nice Rhodes momentum indicator bottom. That was followed up by a TD9 count from back on January 24th. Looks like NVIDIA wants to make a move to the 259 area. So, folks, thanks so much for being here. Boy, does time fly. But it's going to fly. We'll be back together tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. sharp. So have a wonderful Wednesday. Stay tuned. You've got 2 more great hours left. Your favorite polar bear, David White. He's up next, followed by Tom O'Brien, who will take us on home. So have a wonderful Wednesday, folks. We'll see you again soon.